Hi, my realists. Stop the bus because we are celebrating today. We've hit 400 subscribers and over 1,000 views on the channel. Can you believe it? I'm so grateful for each and every one of you who's been watching, commenting, sharing. You are the real MVPs. Now listen, we are only 2,000 views away from monetization. So if you love this recap, watch it twice. Share it with your cousin, your man, your ex's new girl. Everybody must eat, especially me. Let's get into the episode because episode 11 gave us drama, fake peace, real fights, and the jag that won't rest. The episode starts off sweet, the calm before the emotional safari storm. We see Mpumelelo showing off his massive bed to Amahle and Tirelo, asking them, "Will I be sleeping alone here, sir? Is this a polygamy trip or a sleepover at Sodoma and Gomorrah?" Tirelo, clearly tired of the drama, says she just wants to sleep alone this time. Not because anyone is fighting yet, but because peace. And maybe to avoid Mpumelelo's confusing pillow talk. Meanwhile, Mpilo, Sne, Abo, and Randle are doing their own little tour. They're vibing, singing the Utando Zes'thembu theme song like it's a remix. Abo is playing stylist by placing a traditional Zulu hat on Mpilo's head. Vibes on vibes. But it's not all play. Abo pulls Sne aside and says, "Let's chat." They go to a room where Abo opens up about the previous dinner drama. She felt blamed for the Jag saga. But since then, Sne has been keeping to herself. Sis just wants peace and good vibes for this trip. Sne reassures her, "I'm cool with everyone, even Mpumelelo and his plus ones." She even jokes that if a tantrum comes up, she'll just go to sleep instead. That's growth or exhaustion. So let's go to the realest thoughts. This was such a soft, grown woman moment from Sne. But baby, how many of us have ever gone silent on a trip because of drama? So here's a question for you, my realists. Have you ever been on a trip where you had to emotionally remove yourself for the sake of peace? And how did you handle it? You know, I like knowing what you guys think. So please jot down your comments down below and let me know about this whole mess, honey. Next up, the girls are on a game drive, but the only real wild animals here are the truths being exposed. Tirelo starts things off light, saying she wants to see a lion, since Mpumelelo once called her Ibubes in front of Amahle. But poor Amahle's face, a blank. Tirelo says you should have shut him down. Just basically Tirelo saying that Amahle should have defended her. Aibo girl. Hey. Then Sne turns into Dr. Phil, asks Amahle how she and Mpumelelo met. Amahle confidently said online. But Amahle also mentioned that she stalled Mpumelelo for 6 months. Hey. Tirelo in her confessionals drops receipts, says Amahle is lying. She didn't wait 6 months to reply. It was more like 3 days, and Mpumelelo even showed her the chats. Back on the truck, Tirelo starts correcting Amahle right here in front of Mpilo and Sne, like a teacher marking wrong answers. Then it gets even more layered. The girl asks about how Amahle is probably here to stay. Tirelo's tone is less warm, more "let's see how long this one lasts." But Amahle's no fool either. She says she won't be rushing into baby mama duties. She's seen how Mpumelelo can switch up. Tirelo and Amahle share snacks. Tirelo jokes that they share everything, and Sne chimes in by saying even a man. Aibo! Mpilo Mpilo jumps in with real concerns, says as siblings it's hard to bond with these women when they keep rotating like DJs at a groove, honey. Snare agrees. She says it's painful when they finally get close to one and the next moment she's gone like load shedding. Then the Jag saga creeps back into the conversation. Snare vents about how Mr. Mseleku assumed she was the one encouraging people to drink. She's not over it. Mpilo tries to set the record straight. It wasn't people, it was Tirelo. Tirelo later apologizes, says she had no idea Mr. Mseleku would take it that seriously. She wants to confront Mpumelelo and ask him why he even brought it up. Here are my realist thoughts. There are more emotional landmines in this family than at a war zone. Tirelo slowly becoming the unofficial team captain of the girlfriends who've had enough club. And here's a question for you, my sweet realist. Do you think Tirelo's apology was sincere, or was she doing PR for herself? You know, I love your thoughts, guys. I love hearing from you guys. Just let me know what you think down below about this whole mess, honey. Okay, hold up. Before we ride off into the sunset with this game drive, can we rewind to what we just witnessed in the last conversation? Because, child, there was a lot going on between those smiles. First up, Tirelo and Amahle. The way Tirelo was talking, that wasn't just casual chit-chat. That was, I hear you, but I'm still the one holding the steering wheel. Energy. And Amahle, bless her, she wasn't just answering. She was defending. Like every sentence was carrying proof that she belonged here, that she's unshaken. It's the type of back and forth where you can't even tell if it's bonding or a subtle chess game. Then Snare and Mpilo. Now, on the surface, this was civil, but you could hear those emotional jabs if you were really listening. Snare's little pauses before responding, those weren't for thinking. That was restraint, honey. That was, if I say what I really want to say, energy. And Mpilo's soft smiles. These two might be sitting side by side, but emotionally there's a whole seat between them. And did you catch the eye? Body language doesn't lie. The slight looking away, the forced chuckles, that wasn't just awkwardness. That was history speaking louder than the words. So maybe my question to you, realists, do you think this was genuine peace or just two people choosing not to light the match for now? You know what, my realists, the more I think about this whole Jag situation, the more I feel like Snare is carrying way more than just irritation over the whole Jag saga. This isn't about the Jag anymore. It's about respect, or in her case, the lack of it. Because did you notice every time she brought it up, her voice wasn't just funny annoyed, it had that edge, that sharp little crack in her tone that says, you've been doing this to me for a while and I've let it slide. But today, nah, it's like the Jag saga was the final straw in the whole pile of unspoken frustrations. Next, we catch the guys and Abo out quad biking. The energy is relaxed. Abo's nervous but ends up enjoying herself. You can see they starting to unwind. While they rest, Abo asks about Amahle. Mpumelelo casually drops that he paid lobola for her and Abo is shook. She asks, did you go to Tirelo's family as well? Mpumelelo says he tried, but her family says he must come later. So technically Amahle's lobola is the one that's official. Then the conversation shifts. Mpumelelo teases Abo about her past situationship, saying there's a girl Lwandle and he knows about. Abo just laughs it off, saying she is single. Abo is always single, guys, always. But you can tell there's some history there. Then Abo drops a serious bomb. Lwandle crashed their mom's car on his way to visit a girl. Not only that, the car is damaged from front to back, and Lwandle tries to explain but doesn't give clear answers. And Mpumelelo in Big Brother mode says if you crash a car while chasing someone, you must leave that person. That's not love, that's bad luck. And here's a relatable moment. We've all had silly choices in the name of a romance. Lwandle just happened to total a car doing it. Now here's a question for you, my realist. Would you forgive someone if they crashed your mom's car trying to come see you? My realists, listen. Quad biking might look like a harmless, fun activity on paper, but in this family, it's another battleground. I'm telling you. You could put these people on a Sunday school picnic and somehow there'd be shade, alliances, and a bit of drama in the air. For me, quad biking in this episode wasn't just about adventure. It was a tiny preview of the family's dynamics in motion. Some are riding together, others are just riding in the same direction. Big difference, babes. So yes, the smiles were there, the laughter was there, but you could also feel those quiet little undercurrents, the ones that say, I see you and I haven't forgotten. And trust me, when we get back to the house, that energy is coming with them. Not Abo pulling the oldest trick in the reality TV book. The moment the spotlight started creeping a little too close to her own business, Sis swerved and went, actually, let's talk about Lwandle. Classic. We're talking grade A distraction, Olympics level. 1 minute they are laughing about quad bikes, the next minute Lwandle's business is out there in the open like we all signed a waiver. It's finally dinner time. Abo has done a great job hosting. The setup looks amazing and everyone sits down to eat. But we already know this piece won't last long. Sneh isn't eating. Mpumelelo notices and asks why. Sneh says she's full, but he keeps pushing, saying she looks upset. All these questions Mpumelelo is asking Mpilo. Sneh claps back and asks why he's not asking her directly. Mpilo tries to change the topic, but it's too late. The game drive conversations are about to explode. Tirelo brings up the issue and says Mpumelelo owes Sneh an apology for what he told their father. Mpumelelo refuses. He says Tirelo is trying to look good in front of Sneh and is using him to fix it. Then the real problem comes out. Mpumelelo doesn't want his siblings to get too close to his girlfriend. He says it causes tension when they leave or get replaced. Hey, it's been disaga this guy, guys. Yo, Ike. Mpilo makes a valid point. Whether they stay or go, these people become mothers of their children. There has to be some connection. Tirelo then says she's had enough. Even spoke to Mr. Mseleku about it, but Mpumelelo walks out before she can finish. In his confessional, he says he's done with these kinds of trips. His life always becomes the center of drama and he's over it. His life is always becomes the center of drama and he's over it. Now here's a relatable moment, my real. Sometimes family dinners just brings up old wound. 1 minute you're passing the meat, the next minute it's a full-on intervention. Now here's a quick question. Was Mpumelelo right to walk away or should he have stayed and listened? Tell me what you think down below. This episode was heavy and honestly, it showed that this family needs real healing. Mpumelelo wants to be a polygamist, but he doesn't want to deal with the reality of emotions, jealousy, and blending families. You can't expect people to keep it surface level when kids and real feelings are involved. Tirelo is clearly hurt, but still showing up. Amahle is trying to adjust. Sneh is emotionally withdrawn. And Abo, she's trying to keep the peace, but watching her family fall apart. Sometimes it's not about who's right. It's about how people feel. This wasn't about the jug. It was about respect, boundaries, and how Mpumelelo doesn't want anyone too close to his mess. We saw women being vulnerable, siblings being stuck in the middle, and a man who doesn't want to be held accountable. It's sad, but there's love there. But love without honesty doesn't build a strong family. At the end of the day, love in polygamy isn't simple. It's messy, it's complicated, and requires everyone to do some serious work on trust and communication. And from what we saw on this episode, this family still has a long way to go. But here's the thing, I see potential. I see moments where they almost get it right. I see women who care deeply, men who want peace but don't always know how to get there, and a family trying in their own messy way to hold on. So yes, this episode was raw, real, and full of tension, but it was also full of heart. If they keep showing up, maybe they'll get there one day. And that's a wrap on episode 11, my realists. Thank you again for 400 subscribers and over 1K views. We are so close to monetization. Let's keep pushing to 2K. If you enjoyed this recap, drop a comment, like the video, and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you next week, same time, same place. Keep it real, always. Much love, realists. Stay safe and stay honest.
Welcome to the space where the stories unfold. A little piece of warmth where the heart takes